All right, guys, how's it going? Sorry, I've not been around much last couple of days. I've been a bit busy. Yeah, a bit of a social life. Getting a bit active, to be honest with you. You know, activity for me usually is like putting my socks and trainers on in the morning, and that's about it. But no, I've been up to a few things, doing some things. Yeah, anyway, I've done a morning briefing on here today. I'm sure I mentioned it in that. But I've also announced a VIP winner in that. I pick a VIP winner every day now. I do a morning briefing, all right? From someone that's commented on my videos. So all you have to do is comment my videos and you got a chance of winning that year's VIP. But with 50 quid, I'll have you though. Yeah. And I also recorded what's called Dunk's Diary, which is a more personal thing on my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldham. The link is in the video description. So you've got those two briefings, if you like, from this morning. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at an article that was published in the Mail the other day by Steele. He's like the new kid on the block. You know, he's in the Liverpool clique of journalists, you know, the journos below Joyce and Ornstein and that. We're going to look at his article. It's from a few days ago. Like I say, I'm catching up. And basically, I'm going to, skim through it. It's not an exclusive. It's usually exclusive. It's behind a paywall, though, I think, which is shocking, really. And then Dave, my AI assistant, has taken a look at it for us as well. Now, Dave has been trained by myself to analyse football news articles, the journalists that write them and the publications that push them on us, looks for inconsistencies, holes in articles, also stores a log of everything that Steele, for example, has said since we started tracking his articles, also every other journalist that we touch on. It's a wealth of information and data, and it's very helpful to the channel. So let's see what the article is about, and then we'll get Dave's take on it. All right, so basically it's headlined as follows. Liverpool aren't in crisis, but they definitely aren't right. These are Arne Slot's 5 biggest problems and how he can fix them to stop it falling into slide. So Steele's going to give his expert advice to the manager with these points. Okay, let's have a look. So the intro, Liverpool are not right. We can say that safely. A month ago, Daily Mail Sport wrote that the champions had several problems, but it did seem a little premature, given they had won every single game at that point. It talks about performances not being up to scratch. You make your own looking football. So it felt wrong to say they'd seemingly done a deal with the devil, but at least some of those dramatic scenes papered over cracks of a shaky start to their title defence. That's talking about the late strikes, 88, 183 in 95 minutes. Arne Slot's been left scratching his head, he says, after defeats and dismal displays at Palace and Galatasaray. So, why are the new signings not settling is in bold and is a question, the first one. How many have lived up to their billing from the new signings? Ekitike, top scorer, only one who has done so consistently. And even that comes with a pathetic red card against Southampton. I'll stand with Ekitike. Isak looks miles off the pace in terms of fitness, managing just 4 touches off the bench at Galatasaray. It talks about, to be expected with his lack of pre-season, but his road to peak condition might be longer than originally envisaged. Frimpong and Kirke's inconsistent. Wirtz not reached anywhere near the sky-high levels he set for Bayern. It's worth mentioning that by the numbers, he is having a better start than the eye test might suggest. Patience is a virtue, of course, and the prospect of the new boys clicking is still frightening for rivals, but it has not happened yet. Next bold question. Has Wirtz disrupted the team's balance? Yes. Wirtz is a superb footballer, described by Slot as an artist with a mean streak. And the German has demonstrated that in glimpses during his time on these shores. But when you cost £116 million, glimpses are not good enough, and the scrutiny is ramped up. Scrutiny, I'm sure Paul Joyce used that in his article earlier. Okay, the main worry for Wirtz and Slot is not the time it's taken for him to get up to speed and gel with new teammates. It's the fact the old midfield looks worse off for his inclusion. Ravenberch and Szoboszlai have been the Reds' 2 standout outfielders this season. But tactically, the midfield is not functioning as a unit. And Alexis McAllister, Mr. Consistent last year, has seen his form drop off a cliff, perhaps owing to a niggly injury. Szoboszlai has been forced into a new position at right back. Wirtz was the heartbeat of the team in pre-season, but he's now seeing games pass him by, not for the want of trying. Salah's not got his creative juices properly flowing. Is Konaté's head in Madrid is the next question in bold. Defensively, the anxieties run deeper. Goes on about the team have kept just 2 clean sheets. Konaté is the chief culprit, though not the only one. The Frenchman was quick to call out fans online for criticising him, and while some takes were overreaction, it is fair to say he has been poor. Both of the online posts he replied to mentioned how Real Madrid have shown an interest in signing the out-of-contract defender on a free transfer next summer, but he ignored that element of them. Why? It makes fans worry he's destined for Real Madrid. I'm not worried in the fucking slightest, I've got to be honest with you. If you don't want to play for Liverpool, fuck off. I don't care who you are. With his future still uncertain, despite talks of a new deal being ongoing since last November. I just want to interrupt here and point out to you that the Madrid-based media have been exceptionally quiet for a few weeks now about Konaté. We had one article come from L'Equipe in France suggesting that Liverpool officials were confident he would extend, but I don't know. Real Madrid, Jose Felix Diaz, the closest journalist to Real Madrid, seems to think that things have been very advanced behind the scenes with Real. But it's gone very quiet. Maybe they're watching the same games we are and going, fuck me, we don't want another fucking... Anyway. Joe Gomez may now be considered for the running the team if Konaté's poor form continues. Kirk has made some errors. Virgil van Dijk has seen a dip in form. Set pieces are an issue. 4 conceded. And do they miss Real star Alexander-Arnold in bold? Another question. He is certainly not being described as a star in Spain. So it's interesting that he's referred to him as a star. It's the awkward question that we knew we would need to answer. Trent Alexander-Arnold is missed, no matter what fans may say about the local lad who left for Real Madrid. His exit has altered the balance of the team, and his unorthodox creativity is something we maybe took for granted. Liverpool's build-up routines are different with these different players. And there is the argument that Salah is worse without his good mate Alexander-Arnold. Diaz also missed. Cody Gakpo has struggled for consistency. Slot seemingly not trusting Federico Chiesa. Blah, blah, blah. Is Salah's form a problem? Next big, bold question. It's not a major worry, but it's certainly an issue. He's not hit the heights he's signed since his new contract. But dig beyond that and hang on a minute. With 34 goals and 23 assists, he put in one of the finest campaigns we've seen in modern history. But dig beyond that and you find he scored in just 3 of the final 11 league fixtures last season. 3 in 11. Not terrible form, but certainly not near his best. With Liverpool's system slightly altered to accommodate an out traditional number 9. Last season, it was mainly Diaz playing slightly out of position, plus the fact Wirtz is taking up similar positions. Salah is not the sole creative fulcrum. I've never heard of that word before in my life. Have you ever heard of that? Fulcrum. Fulcrum. Creative fulcrum. What does it fucking mean? I need to know what it means. Excuse me, please. And listen, if you know what it means, fair play to you. I've never heard that in football before. Fulcrum. The point against which a lever is placed to get a purchase or on which it turns or is supported. A thing that plays a central or essential role in an activity, event or situation. Salah is not the sole creative fulcrum. These fucking journalists make you laugh. I remember watching an interview by Bill Shankly years ago saying about people that use big fancy words. And anyway, maybe that's not big. Maybe I'm just thick. Plenty to ponder for Slot. Dave's take, this is all I'm interested in, to be honest with you, but I had to give you some idea of the article. First of all, I just want to point out, the headline was, Slot's 5 biggest problems. Well, I guess he's raised those with the questions. And how he can fix them. Well, I didn't see any solutions to... I saw questions being asked and, explanations as to... questions being asked and then, explaining why the questions being asked. But I didn't see the answers, did you? Okay, never mind. Let's go and see what Dave's got to say. Article context. Louis Steele's piece for Mail Plus paywalled, but not billed as an exclusive. Reputation-wise, Steele's bread and butter, narrative-driven roundup of problems dressed up as insight. Main theme, Liverpool aren't in crisis, but they aren't right. Steele sets up a 5-point diagnosis of Arne Slot's issues. That would have been a better headline, wouldn't it? New signings not settling. We know all that, so I don't need to repeat it. Has Wirtz disrupted the balance? Yeah, we know all that. Carragher calling for him to be dropped versus Chelsea. Salah not firing right, so Bosley shifted to right back. Is Konaté's head in Madrid? He's given us a breakdown of the article, all right? We know all this. Alisson injured, big blow. Konaté poor form, replying to fans online. Steele notes that Konaté ignores the comments online about Madrid. Gomez may now get a chance. Set-piece vulnerability highlighted. Do they miss Alexander-Arnold? Steele bluntly says yes. Salah worse without him. Diaz also missed. Gakpo inconsistent. Chiesa not trusted. Is Salah's form a problem? Not a crisis, but below his best. AFCON absence looming. Will miss games. Blah, blah, blah. So basically, Dave's just gone over the 5 things that he listed. Closing point of the article, Slot under pressure, needs to stop run of defeats with Chelsea away looming. Analysis, here we go. Exclusivity, insight level, none. It's narrative roundup, not an exclusive scoop, but it is not billed as an exclusive as well, and Dave did say that. Originality, low. Everything in here has been obvious from results, press conferences, or pundit chatter, e.g. Carragher and Wirtz, Salah's age, form, Konaté, Madrid. And don't forget this is behind a paywall. Typical Steele markers. Repackage talking points into a paywalled analysis. Buzzwords, problems, slide, balance. Hinges on questions rather than answers. A common journo filler trick. It's interesting this because Dave keeps a log of all these journalists. He is able to say typical Steele markers, because that means he's analysed a number of his articles and can now say this is typical Steele. When I saw that there, typical Steele markers, I had no idea what they were, to be honest with you. Repackage talking points into a paywalled analysis. Certain buzzwords, hinges on questions rather than answers, a common journo filler trick. On Konaté, yet again billed as if it's insider insight when it's recycled from the Madrid press, plus public chatter. Fans worrying he's destined for Madrid isn't new. It's been everywhere. Steele skirts the edges of gossip without giving anything concrete. Overall feel, it's football phoning meets matchday analysis behind a paywall. Not useless, but not groundbreaking. This isn't crisis journalism, it's crisis cosplay. Steele has dressed up what every fan's been debating in the pub into paywalled analysis. The 5 questions are decent pub chat, but billed as premium journalism, it's like charging £10 to watch a highlights package you've already seen on Match of the Day. Harsh, but I don't know if it is harsh, but very true, I think. There's not much in the article, is there, guys? You know, it's not an exclusive, right? It's not billed as an exclusive. But I guess if it's behind a paywall, it's exclusive content, right? So, I don't know. I didn't find it very exciting. There you go. I'll leave it with you. Let me know what you think. Do you like Lewis Steele? I struggle to watch his videos. I've got to be honest with you. I don't dislike any journalist, to be honest with you, even the journalists that don't like me. I mean, Lynch, for example, Captain Obvious, has me blocked on social media, never interacted with him ever. And he blocked me before I even started reviewing articles and things. But Lynch is a very good talker. I think his videos, on the other hand, are quite interesting. I could listen to him, he's all right. But he ain't going to give you the scoops. But for example, he said Frimpong wouldn't be signed. His best source, or one of his best sources, said it won't be happening. So, you know, and I think when you see journalists appearing on every YouTube channel, every blog, every fucking content instigator, whatever, it just shows you they're desperate for the coin, you know, and to be relevant. So, Lewis Steele, young kid on the block, you know, maybe over time he'll build up his contacts. He writes a lot of, when he writes articles talking about chief executives, you know, like the suits at the club, you know, Hughes, Edwards, he always does so very glowing. And I remember Dave pointing out recently that, you know, new journalists, they want to praise these people to try and get in with the good books, you know. So, but I don't have anything against it. Didn't think it was a very exciting article, and I think Dave backs it up. Let me know what you think. I think he's a nice enough lad. Can you hear them fucking dogs out there? What time is it? 2:20 here. I'm going for a few sherbets today. Saturday's my day out. Last Saturday, I did go out, but only for a couple of hours. Had to come home early, unfortunately. But I'm going out today. I do only drink once a week. I've been to the pub a couple of times this week. Some different things I had to go to, but only had Diet Coke. So today's my treat. And thanks to you guys that have used the Revolut link, especially in the video description. I've got a little kitty to go out with, and I'll have a few beers thanks to you guys. I love to work all week, right? And then you guys can decide whether I'm, entitled to a beer or not. The more support I get, the more of a day and night out I have. It's true. It's actually true. If you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up the video if you found it informative. Please drop me a comment as well. Remember, comments make prizes. I will pick one of you out to become a VIP member. Keep at it, all right? Also, there is a love heart under the video. It's a super thanks. That's like getting me a beer or a coffee. YouTube take 30%. That's fine. 70% is better than 0%. And they do give you the platform for free if you like. But you have to wait till the following month for that. So the links in the video description are instant if you're thinking, I want to get you a beer today, done. Revolut is fucking bro. All right, I just appreciate the support. It doesn't cost anything to leave a comment or to thumbs up a video. All right, I apologize for, not being around much the last couple of days. But I've got to get my shit together. I've got to get a bit more of this weight off. Things are going well. I'm at my lowest weight in a long time. But next week, I've got a lot of busy things. I've got, I don't know, Monday. Well, no, my schedule's going to be Monday paddle. Don't laugh. I've not done it yet, but it's going to be Monday. Tuesday, Spanish. Wednesday, watch my mates play football. Thursday, Spanish. Friday, golf. Saturday, on the lash. Sunday, on the Xbox. My days are busy. You know what I mean? But I just need to work out how to do it all with you guys. Please leave the comments. The comments keep me going. The comments, YouTube looks for the comments and thumbs up on the videos. Even a thumbs down is an engagement. It's one view, one engagement. Believe it or not, a thumbs down is the same effect as a thumbs up. But YouTube's looking for that. If your existing subscribers don't do that, they don't push the video to new people. And we've had some lovely new people this summer, right? And if I don't see you interacting, I just think, well, I'm wasting my fucking time, right? So I want to be enthusiastic. If there's anything you want to see me talking about, let me know in the comments. All right, guys? Have a great weekend. My morning briefing's on here. Dunk's Diary's on the other YouTube channel if you look in the video description. Watch those, interact with me, be a part of the community if you've got time. And I have created some new social media accounts for CF Benidorm, David Villa's team that I support locally here. Some of you are interested, some of you are not. But if you are, on X, on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, I have the username CF Club Football, CF Benidorm Talk. All right, so it's one word, youtube.com/CF Benidorm Talk. Same on Twitter, same on Facebook, same on Instagram. If you would follow those things, it would be lovely, right? Because you can see, just little bits what I get up to around the back. If you love football, maybe it gives you a little bit of an interest. All right, guys, you have a great weekend. Not sure I'll be around tomorrow, to be honest with you. I'll have an hangover in the morning, I suspect. I've got an early kickoff, 12 o'clock tomorrow. CF Benidorm Talk. We'll have videos and pictures, no doubt. And then I'm going away until Monday, but I'll be back here on Monday. So I'll still be around. All right. Let me know. Enjoy the game today, and we'll catch up real soon. Please do keep the comments coming. Thanks, guys.